So we're in Undercity now. I think last episode we ended in Orgrimmar, and I went ahead and I took a portal over here. I just paid off a mage, actually. Caine, C-A-I-N-E. And we're going to turn in some quests. So the first one is Andrew Brownell for the Bring the End quest. Okay, the loyalty of a lich is unswerving, Supa. Let them know that such loyalty will only bring them destruction. Okay, and so this is the one where we get a sword we can't use, or a necklace, and the necklace is... I'm kind of torn on whether this is better or not. I like spirit for leveling. It's really useful. I got a mustache here in my mouth. But I also like stamina. Like 50 health is a fair amount. And then 1 agility is pretty nice too. I think I will take this necklace. I'm a little bit... like if I was tanking, I think having the dragon's blood is better. But for open world leveling, I think amber glow is better. Oh, I received both of these. Interesting. Oh, that's nice.
Dark lady, watch your...
Well, that changes things a lot. I think this quest giver is...
What would you ask of death?
Hinterlands. Okay, we're probably not going to Hinterlands soon.
Victory for Sylvana.
But for the moment, I'll grab it. I think this is the Cloth Quartermaster. Yeah, this is the guy you turn in eventually Runecloth for reputation with Undercity. Well, then, okay. So we're going to sell the sword. It's a pretty kind of cool looking sword. It goes well with our shield, but we can't equip swords, so there goes that. We have to go to Veramothras to turn in an Unholy Alliance. We'll keep going this way. I did swap out in our bags. In our bank, we had a 10-slot bag. But last episode, you may recall, we picked up a 12-slot bag in Razorfin Downs. So I went ahead and grabbed the 10-slot in the bank and swapped it with the 12-slot. A couple more slots for the bank, which is nice. Side note, I don't know how long the last episode took to get online, but it was a long episode, and it got stuck in processing on YouTube as of this morning. So today is April 1st, April Fool's Day, and I was going to upload the video, upload it overnight. It should go live today, but it seems to be stuck on processing. And sometimes it happens to YouTube videos. If that happens, I just have to delete it and then re-upload. I'll let it go for probably at least 12 hours. It's a long video, it might take a while to process, but I'm a little bit worried and sort of annoyed because it's kind of sad because I really want that video to be up today. It's kind of a nice video. Fun way to start April. Anyway, by now, if this video is up, you've already seen, or that other video is already up for you to watch. So if you haven't seen it, that Razorfin Downs video, I'm tanking as a shaman, which is kind of cool. I had a lot of fun. Alright, Unholy Alliance. Have you found the ambassador? We can forward to the Scourge. Yeah, okay. Good, well done, Shaman. Now that Malson is dead, we can at least know that the Scourge advances will be halted. The Dark Lady thanks you for your efforts and wishes to reward you with a gift. Although we do not know the extent of the Scourge's influence within the Downs, I am sure we will discover their plots soon enough. Can't equip the gun, cloth chest, and a main hander, but the main hand is way less DPS than our Cold Rage dagger, so we're probably going to skip that. And the Zealot's robe, it's a chest piece. Oh no, ours is way better. 9 intellect, 20 spirit. That's the one we got in the instance there. That's way better. So we're going to just take the gun. Oh no, the mace, which I guess sells for the most. And we're just going to vendor it. 2800 experience, 20 silver. Sorry. Nonetheless, that's kind of weird. Okay, I typed that wrong. The mage that portaled me over was like, hey, are you the guy that is a moderator on the Grobulus subreddit? And I'm like, yes, that is me. And he thanked me for my help there, I guess. And he said he used to watch some of my leveling videos. I was like, yep, that's me. Still do some. I mean, I still do a fair amount, I guess. I don't know. I'd say about the same amount. So, now we need to decide where we're going to go next. I think we're going back to Stranglethorn Vale. We're done with instancing for a little while. I think Maraudon is where we'd go next. We might even be a little high level for Maraudon. No, probably about right. So Maraudon probably the next place we go. But I don't have immediate plans to go there. I want to before we leave here, I wanted to hit up a vendor and sell off the sword that we're not going to use. Mace, which looks cool, by the way. A little skull mace, I always think those look cool. Sell that off. Probably decent RP stuff there. And then I think I decided I would switch the necklace out. But the question is, I want to keep a tank necklace. I gain 50 health, but I lose 1 agility. So it's not even just a pure 50 health loss. It's 50 health loss, but I gain 1 agility, which is useful for tanking. I think because I hate carrying stuff, I'm going to get rid of this necklace. It's a good necklace, but I like what I have instead. I'm being a little lazy in that choice, ultimately. But I think it's where we're going to go with it. Now, the other thing we need to do is get out of here. So we're going to take the Zeppelin down to Gromgol. I think it's the fastest way to get there. I'm not the only one here. 54 mage, 54 priest. I wonder if these are buddies. Same level, both ungilded. And once we get up to the Zeppelin tower, I'm going to make up bandages, because now we have high enough skill, or the cap for our skill is increased because we went to Hammerfall yesterday, or last episode I should say, that we can take all these silk bandages, and we're going to make all of those up, see if we get any skill ups, and we're going to make all the mage weave up, which we should get skill ups from pretty reliably. And yeah, we'll see. This episode might be a little short, or it might just be split, and I might finish it tomorrow. I got up a little bit late today. It's like already 5 server time, and my wife is also getting up, and since she's working from home now, normally in the mornings how it works is, we both go to work, right? So I get up a little before her, usually maybe 30 minutes to an hour. But sometimes about the same time she gets up, I'll get on, play WoW, do my recording. She's getting ready and showering in the morning. I usually shower at night, just before bed. So she's in the morning getting ready, showering, makeup and hair, which doesn't really like go crazy with her makeup and hair. Like some people do a lot of makeup, a lot of hairstyling. She does a little bit, but I'm talking maybe 10 minutes of work to get her hair and makeup together. Has breakfast, changes, all that, right? A lot of times she'll grab breakfast on the go, so she doesn't really eat breakfast here, but the end result is that she's doing all those things. I have plenty of time to record. Now that she's working from home, and I'm working from home for that matter, starting her bandage making, by the way, she doesn't necessarily shower in the morning right away because she's not going anywhere anyway. So, but we've gotten no skill up so far. If we don't get more than a couple skill ups on this, I probably would just stop doing silk bandages altogether and just keep the silk or sell the silk. Yeah, it's pretty bad skill up rate on those. Might be time to stick to fully to mage weave. So the point is, she's eating breakfast now, and so she might be done soon. I mean, she might come in here, and it's a little bit hard to record while she's in here, just because, first of all, we're hanging out. Second of all, she'll be talking or doing stuff that's making noise. So I may just cut the video and finish tomorrow. If that comes to that. I may be on the wrong Zeppelin side of the Zeppelin tower. I'm gonna check that after I finish mage weave bandages. Yeah, those silk bandages are kind of weak. I did not love those. I don't know what to do with this 10 slot bag. I don't really want to buy any more bag slots anytime soon in the bank. They're kind of expensive. It'd be great if we get 230. It'd be wonderful. Did not happen. Let's talk to the little Zeppelin dude. This might be the Orgrimmar one, yeah.
Keep it real.
We want the Gromgol one. Let's get our panda cub out. So as far as totems, I think this is still what I probably will be using for the most part, probably Strength of Earth. And I want to re-enchant this dagger. My last dagger had +3 weapon damage on. I want to get an enchant on this one, but I don't know what enchant yet I would want. Excuse me. Bit of a yawn there. I generally like the plus weapon damage one, but I will say Beast Slaying looks nice and is not wildly expensive, and is fairly useful while you're leveling. You do fight a lot of beasts to the point where plus damage to beasts is not worthless. It's not as universally useful though, whereas plus weapon damage obviously helps against everything you stab. The other option that I would consider, because I like the way it looks a lot, but no one really seems to ever do it anymore, is, let's see, got my phone on here, is Fiery Weapon Enchant. And Fiery Weapon Enchant, I don't remember what it requires even. I think it's a little expensive, and it's not the best DPS option for people, so they don't tend to use it. But, so permanently enchants a melee weapon to often strike for 40 additional fire damage. I think that might scale with level. I think that might scale, because otherwise that'd be insane at level 1, for example. Proc rate is normalized at 6 procs per minute. That's 240 damage per minute, or 4 DPS on average. It can crit. Okay, that's cool. And then I do 60 damage if it crits. It's actually pretty easy to get together the mats for it, in my opinion. It's one essence of fire, sorry, and then 4 small radiant shards. I might get a fiery weapon enchant on there. Then we get that cool, fire and ice thing going on there from the launching of Frostbolt. I'm gonna do fiery weapon enchant for sure. I think that sounds fun. I'll take the mats together. We don't have enough gold in this guy. We have like 24 gold. Actually, that's almost enough probably to buy it all. But I'd rather save that gold and just use a little bit on my main character. Beef this guy up a little. I haven't done engineering in a while, you may have noticed, but I do plan to eventually get back to it. I've been sort of stockpiling my materials that I've mined on this guy, or anything relevant from my main over on my bank character. And we're waiting for the Zeppelin to get us over here still. Alright, let's see how this works. The only other thing I wanted to do... I think I may have messed up on my engineering quests, and I think I needed to go to Ratchet possibly. I was double checking this. I'm trying to find someone here. So we're going to pick up more quests on here. Alright, and this guy's name. So I think you might, to do Gnomish engineering, you might need to start a quest in Ratchet. Let's see, I'm pretty good on bag space, so what other quests are here? Let's just grab everything for the time being. Alright, Moktharidan's enchantment. Shadowmaw Panthers, okay, we'll do those eventually.
You come get the food.
Unfree Niku, that's a good one to have right now. Grim Message is a good one to have now. And Bloody Bone Necklace is a good one to have now. Okay, Bloodscalp Tusks, Bloodscalp Ears, Tiger, Raptor Mastery, Panther Mastery. Oh, we still need to do more Lashtail Raptors. That's right, we were doing that last episode. Let's finish that. Since they're kind of right here, we'll just knock that one out real easy. We can turn in at least one of those quests here in Gromgol. I think they're just up this little ravine up here. I'm excited for a new dagger. It's like an extra 4 DPS, 4 or 5 DPS higher. I think 5 DPS. But it doesn't have the... Oh, whoops, that's not what I want. Where is it at? I had rock biter, so my hotbar here. Let's swap that around. The only problem is that it doesn't have the plus weapon enchant. So it's not going to be quite as much of a DPS increase because we had plus 3 damage on our old dagger. But I think it's still a net DPS increase. I think it should still be better. Alright, we just finished one quest. Cool. We were so close to finishing it Raptor Mastery last episode, and then we bailed because everyone was kind of assembling. But as it turned out, we probably had enough time to finish this. I just didn't want to make people wait. I feel bad making people wait. Yeah, okay. Miss, dodge. Or dodge, miss. Alright, weapon crit. So with Flurry, we have 69, almost 70 DPS. We have 90 DPS when Wind Fury and Flurry proc. It's pretty cool. With Berserking, probably over 100 DPS. That's always exciting. I love the stabby stab nature of this guy. He's just been a lot of fun. Oh, you know what? The music's disabled. I'm sorry. I just realized that was off. I try to keep the music pretty low anyway. I do find it's a little bit, not distracting, sort of distracting, but I think the volume leveling is hard to control sometimes if I have the music blaring, so I try to keep that a little bit chill. I've messed up some episodes. Occasionally, if you pay attention, there's episodes where I mess up the audio pretty bad, or something changes that I don't recognize as changing until after I've published it. I'm like, oh, and my voice is too quiet or the sound effects are too loud. I tend to drop the sound effects, especially when we're in an instance, because I find that in those close quarters, a lot of loud sound effects going on for everyone casting and stuff. So in the Razorfin Downs episode, if that managed to get published, I will lower that section of the video a little bit, the sound effects, whereas the part leading up to the video, so first 20 minutes of that video, we were not in Razorfin Downs. Audio was normal. Then the mage told me that the panda was the correct choice, and I'm like, yeah, panda's always the best choice. Alright, but then when we got in Razorfin Downs in the last episode, when I was editing the video, I lowered the volume a little bit in Razorfin Down, which I think helps a bit. So that extra attack is going to bring this guy down, because we're done with this quest. I'm going to go turn in the Defensive Ground Goal quest real quick. No, and so we're going to regen mana anyway while we're doing that. No, the question is, what do we want to do next? I probably should go turn in Raptor Mastery just to get out of just to grab the next one, I guess. But I think I'm going to do Bloodscalp, Ears, Tusks, Necklaces. It's a really long quest. It's a super long quest. I don't know how to describe how long it takes to do that quest, but I think I'll do that. All those quests are going to be kind of long quests. Alright, oh, another follow-up, okay. 10 Ogre Brutes, 5 Witch Doctors. Interesting. Okay, let's go vendor off. A couple things we just picked up, just to make a little bit of space. Repair. Yeah. So I'm working from home, as I mentioned, and one of the things we're doing right now, I'm going to go work on the Ogre quest. It's right over here. I seem to recall it's an easy quest to do. Let's turn that off. Just these guys. So it's a pretty simple quest. And what else do I want to do? I think at this point we're not going to use 25 food anymore. We'll probably get something better than that from most people. Okay, there we go. So I think this is where the ogres are at. It's all ogre for you guys. There's a brute. So we need 10 brutes, 5 witch doctors, and they're level 36. So it should be pretty easy for us. 36, 36, 36, 37. Okay. Yeah, it should be pretty simple. Let's do this quest. It's an easy one. It's kind of a one-off. This is the only reason you ever come to this location, I think. I don't think you ever fight these mobs for any other reason. And I think I'll just set up a camp here. My totem kind of back so it doesn't pull too much. Aggro, okay. Yeah, it's about to set up camp. We just pull mobs to us, kind of this little nook. A little more secure here, I think. So, one of the things I've been working on is just before we're all sent home from our lab, we had an interesting story where a patient came in to the hospital that we're associated with. Does this guy cast any spells? He doesn't. Ward of Lays, what does that do? Oh, okay, it increases time between attacks. That's fine, I don't really care. And he curses, which that's a little annoying. It's a bad combination. But, you know, whatever. Let's pull this guy, so we're not getting flanked by these stupid things. Apparently this ward lasts a long time. Okay, there we go. I didn't realize. I thought that it might despawn once we killed the guy, but apparently not. So, we had a patient come into the hospital that we're associated with, and the patient had pneumonia, which we originally attributed to a bacteria called Pseudomonas aeruginosa. It tends to be one of the more common bacteria for... Sorry, I'm talking slowly while I'm focusing on what's going on screen. One of the more common bacteria that cause pneumonia in patients. And we've studied Pseudomonas in the past to some extent. And so it came out from like the clinical lab that they're like, oh, this is Pseudomonas. Well, I'm gonna stab this stupid ward. Okay. When we got it, the sample, we went ahead and sequenced it, and it turns out it is a Pseudomonas, but it's not Pseudomonas aeruginosa. It's something called, I'm gonna use one of these old cruddy bandages, Pseudomonas nitroreducens. That name might sound specific, but nitroreducens, I don't know why exactly it was named that. I can think of a few reasons. Let me kill this stupid ward, but I don't want to get any closer. Alright, I guess we can just move up, to be honest. There's not really many mobs left to pull. Is there any chests over here? Oh yeah. So I was like, sometimes there's chests in this area, and I was right. So it turns out the patient had a small amount of a bacteria called Pseudomonas nitroreducens. If you remember from biology class, it's a gram negative, as are all Pseudomonas. And it is Pseudomonas. There's many different types of Pseudomonas. There's something also called Pseudomonas fluorescens. And there's different groups of Pseudomonas bacteria. And so there's one of the major groups that we think of for human pathogens is a Pseudomonas aeruginosa group. So that group also includes a bacteria named a species named Pseudomonas aeruginosa. So I don't know if it makes sense. Up the top, there's a group title. The group title is Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Underneath that is a species that fits into this group called Pseudomonas aeruginosa. That's the species that tends to cause disease in humans. Another member of that group of Pseudomonas aeruginosa at the top, another member of that group is Pseudomonas nitroreducens. What that means is that Pseudomonas nitroreducens is genetically similar to other species within that Pseudomonas aeruginosa group, including the species Pseudomonas aeruginosa. A little complicated to explain verbally, but hopefully that made sense. The end result, the summary is, Pseudomonas nitroreducens is genetically quite similar to Pseudomonas aeruginosa, and Pseudomonas aeruginosa is the bacteria that causes disease in humans most commonly. So in this case, what was interesting is that there's no reports of Pseudomonas nitroreducens causing any colonization or infection in humans. Pseudomonas nitroreducens is most commonly isolated from, I believe, soil, like dirt, or oil brine, oil. So it was actually discovered, I think, about 70 years ago, maybe like 1956. Someone discovered Pseudomonas nitroreducens. Did we kill all the ogres here? I thought there would be more. Is there somewhere else? I forget if they're anywhere else. I think this is it. Oh, there we go. Another brute, at least. We'll burn through these as fast as we can. Keep killing them. Well, we're talking about story time. So Pseudomonas nitroreducens has been known for 70 years or something, I guess. Over 70 years, since like the 50s. And it's used somewhat in production of polyesters. I don't know if it's ever been scaled up to industrial scale, but at least in a laboratory scale, like small scale testing, people have used it to make polyester, certain types of plastic materials. So it's kind of a cool bacteria for that reason. But weirdly, this guy had what we now know is a very, very small portion of the infection was also Pseudomonas nitroreducens, falsely picked up as initially from the initial laboratory screening as Pseudomonas aeruginosa. So we're going to write a case report that'll basically talk about Pseudomonas nitroreducens as being a probably very rare but potential either pathogen or at least some sort of colonizer of humans. So we've got a small paper that we're putting together. It's kind of fun. Who's this guy? Did we zap him? I just wanted to slow him because he had Aspect of Cheetah on, and I thought putting Frost Shock on him would be fun. So, I don't know. I'm just a terrible person. I need one more brute and 3 more witch doctors. So we're hoping a lot of witch doctors spawn. I think this is the only spot these guys spawn. I don't think there's any other spot in the game. Well, there's another brute. We'll take him out just to clear it up while we're waiting anyway. Doesn't really matter because I'm sure we'll get more brutes, but sure, why not? You know what I might want to do? I might want to do yeah, let's go to DPS. That seems fun. Yeah. I like DPS more than some of these other things. It's a little more interesting, I think. Where'd that mob go? I swear if someone's over here pulling these mobs, I'm gonna fight them for it. Like, hey, who do you think you are? These totems would be nice. They're probably gonna all respawn here in a moment. How high does my DPS get if I get a bunch of procs up? But those totems even more, right? Because I get more crit, more attack power, etc. Let's pull this guy next. A little unnecessary using the flurry there. This guy needs a grenade to the face. There we go, got him. Such a waste of a grenade. Those grenades are worth so much too, but they're just a lot of fun. Right? What is it, 15 silver each? That's pretty valuable. Man, I wish more of these would spawn. We just need 3 more of the witch doctors, but it's gonna take a while. There wasn't what, only 2 of them spawned the first time around? As a reminder, we did get, well, I purchased on my, there we go, on my main for about, I guess it was, what was it, 8 gold? I think I bid on it and got it for 8 gold, and the buy it was like 12 gold. I was like, well, it's not that important, I'll just bid. And we get this nice ice mail jerkin. I do like all the spirit we've been stacking recently. Right, what do we have? Hold on, there might be another spawn here. Witch Doctor, perfect. Come on, come on, we need 1 more Witch Doctor spawn. Otherwise we're going to have to wait for another round of these guys. And if we do, we do, you know, it happens. So we've got 10. We destroyed that mob, wow. So we've got 10 spirit. 34 spirit. 34, 43. We have exactly 50 spirit. That's not really that much. I thought we had more. This chest piece helps a lot. Our regen's solid, but not amazing. But I don't necessarily just stack. I mean, I really don't need to stack spirit, a ton of it. I do like having some of this more DPS-oriented gear, stamina gear. Like, all of it has use, right? Almost every stat is valuable. Pretty much intellect is probably the least valuable for us, I would argue at this point. Even that has value, of course. I mean, it's clearly a use for it. Alright, we just need 1 more Witch Doctor. So anyway, so my Pseudomonas Nitro Reducens story. Is it my guy? Yes, perfect. I guess there are some over here. At least one. That path's kind of weird. I don't know why he's over here, but sure. So we're kind of excited about it. So this came out just before we left the lab. We blew that guy up, wow. Which is nice because we're writing up the case report. So just before, the one thing I did do is, we don't really think it's causing infection in humans. We think it may just be taking advantage of the infection and being able to colonize during, because there was also Pseudomonas aeruginosa, I believe, in the sample. We think that's what actually caused the pneumonia, and there's a lot more of it. We think it was just maybe kind of a opportunistic pathogen, or maybe just opportunistic bacteria, where it wasn't really a pathogen, but it did manage to sneak in to the person when they were already quite sick. Let's turn in the defensive ground goal. That's the end of that quest line. We got a shield that is a pretty strict non-upgrade for us. Oh, I turned off Sticky Keys shortcut. I finally got so annoyed with it, I managed to turn it off. Remember to turn it off. That's a pretty junk shield compared to ours. Wow, we have a really good shield. Like, that's a much better shield. I'll just sell that off then. Sell off those pants. I think we'll hold on to the rest of the stuff. I'll probably sell it later. Okay, so now I'm gonna go do two things. Let's go turn in the Raptor Mastery quest since we're kind of going up this way anyway, and then we're gonna head west towards the shoreline and kill a bunch of trolls. So the end result is we think this isn't really a human pathogen, but that it does manage to find some niche in a person that is already sick and their immune system is probably already overwhelmed, and then they can sneak in. It's kind of what we would call opportunistic, where it only really can manage to cause any sort of entrance and really get a hold in the human body when you're already in a weakened state. It by itself probably can't cause infection. We believe this partially because two reasons. One, there were relatively very few of the Pseudomonas nitroreducens in the human sample, so it was actually like a bronchoscopy. So they stick like a scope down in your lungs and they suck out a lot of fluid, and they sampled that fluid, and from that we found this bacteria. But the other thing is I took the bacteria and I incubated it. I did an experiment where I grew it up with lung cells and in a petri dish, and it did not kill the lung cells. It did basically nothing to them. So it lacks whatever weaponry, we could call it, that might be necessary to cause damage to lung cells. So it's probably not infectious in a disease-causing way. We turned in our Raptor Mastery, and now we need to kill 10... where was it? 10 jungle stalkers. But today I think we're going to mostly focus on the bloodscalp, ears, tusks, and necklaces. We also need the skulls for the... Oh, which quest is this? I don't remember which one this is. For the Nimboya's Pike. I think we need it for one of these. I'm losing track, there's so many quests here. Anyway, we will need it also for another quest. Oh, an iron deposit, which is still a small chance of skill ups, I think. Let's grab it. Either way, I'll probably be grabbing iron for a good length of time because, honestly, iron sells decently in the auction house, and we can make these cool grenades. So there's really no reason not to grab it, in my opinion. Also, side note, you see this greater sagefish school back here? These are really nice because they last for... You can turn them into a mana food. I think I've talked about this a few episodes back. The other good one is Nightfin Soup. Nightfin Soup is 8 mana per 5 for 10 minutes. So this is a split episode. As I mentioned a little bit ago, I said my wife may get up a little bit earlier or be ready earlier than I'm used to, and she was. So it's the next day now. It's the 2nd of April. This is my tankard. I don't know what you call it. It's a 1.5 liter mug that I use at work. And I had a meeting this morning, like a Zoom, Skype, whatever you want to call it, meeting. So I pulled out my tankard and participated in the meeting, drank my water. It's nice. So this will be a shorter episode overall, because now it's the next day in the afternoon, and I have something I got to do at 1 server time. So I've got about 20 minutes free to kind of get a little bit more done towards some of our quests, and I'm just going to log out here in the open whenever I'm done getting ready. Bag of space is good. We need to kill just bloodscalps, just straight up a bunch of them. Like, this is absolutely genocidal type of stuff. I mean, really, like, we're just going crazy on these guys. I'm not going to bother with that iron deposit. I'm feeling lazy. So let's do this. I want to back myself into a corner and just force myself to clear out of this entire mess. Alright. That's, So the aggro range is really low, because they're fairly low-level mobs, right? I did do something kind of fun. And I sent over the materials on this guy for the fiery weapon enchant from my main character. Let's put this. Yeah. So next time I go to Orgrimmar, I will find someone that can do fire weapon enchant and have them hook us up, which is gonna be pretty cool, I think. Pretty excited for that. Oh, we got a patrol over here. Let's just kill this guy. Both of them, I guess. We'll let that guy do I'm gonna try to face both these so they can... oh, a little bit of delay. So I think these guys drop what I need. I think any of these mobs can drop any of these things. It just takes forever, is my understanding. And if not, if I'm wrong, well then I'll just kill a bunch of mobs and we'll get some experience. I apologize because I forgot to check from last episode what the first half of this episode. What the heck? Did I not lightning? Okay, it's like I could have sworn they can shoot through these things, really? Can I shoot through these things? Spell's not yet ready. Okay, right, because I don't have mana. The good news is they're quite squishy, and they've dropped us 1 ear and 1 bloody bone necklace so far. So let me try something. Okay, I'm not close enough to this guy. Oh, it's okay. So what I'm apologizing for is I don't remember what I was talking about, and I didn't check before I started the episode. I had planned to check. Apparently, that is not how line of sight works here, because I couldn't even see that guy from through here. Yet he could see me through these things, so yeah. Apparently we play by different rules. Oh, yeah, healed. Okay, I should get ready to interrupt. But yeah, so I don't know what I was talking about before I ended up the first half of this episode. Sorry about that. I feel like I remember thinking, oh, if I stop here, I should remember what I'm talking about because I'm in the middle of a discussion, and I just forgot to go back, and I don't feel like it now, so it's lost to time. But that's okay. Well, as you can see, the drop rate is pretty horrendous in these things. We've killed about half the mobs. Oh, not half the mobs. We've killed about 7 or 8 mobs, and we've gotten... how many more of these crappy bandages? I do. 7 or 8 mobs. We've gotten 3 parts. So it's going to take a while, but we will get there. It is kind of fun, just like kill a bunch of mobs type of quest, so I can't really complain too much. Let's go this way. There really are a lot of these mobs stacked up here, which is nice for a lot of reasons. The biggest problem is that a lot of them are ranged, the spellcasters especially, so they're a little annoying to kind of corral them. So that's one of the problems. It's not the end of the world, but it's a little annoying. Let's do this. Pull aggro off our totem. I want to get in range of my my mana spring back here. I'm trying to stay close enough so it can help me out a little bit and not be a detriment to my mana regen. Let's pull this guy. I think I will, no matter what, at the end of this episode, hearth back to Orgrimmar, because I really want to get the fire weapon enchant, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And honestly, that's a big chunk of why I play this character, because I want to do fun, silly things on him. I also had a guildie. Oh, we got a tusk. Nice. So I got a tusk and a necklace. Let's do Grace of Air, one of these, and that. I also had a guildie that was selling a two-handed, like, it's called like Terran Icebreaker, I think is what it's called, T-A-R-A-N. Icebreaker. It's a two-handed mace that's epic, and it's a level 47 weapon requirement. It's not very good, and he said he was having trouble selling it. He said he listed it for like a few gold over vendor price, and no one was buying it. So he said he's going to vendor it and asked in guild chat if anybody would want it. And I said, you know what? If you're going to vendor it, just sell it to me for a couple gold over vendor price, and I'll take it off your hands. So when we hit level 47, which is probably a month away at this rate, we will have a Terran Icebreaker on our hands, which is a kind of cool... It's kind of cool in the way that just having epics are kind of cool. It's not cool in the way that it's actually that good. It's fine. It's not great. But I'm kind of excited about that. We will need to skill up our two-handed maces, which we have never used at all. So that's going to be a little bit fun. I don't exactly know how I'm going to do that. Let's do this. Let's pull this guy back. How I'm going to efficiently do that, but I'll have to go somewhere and just have an episode where we just skill up maces. So, yeah. It'll be slow, but it'll be fun too. It'd be fun to have the weapon up and running. Get some big... Oh, the hunters do range attacks. And they net us. Well, we're just going to move up our totems in. That net lasts a long time. That was like a 7-second net. That's not fun. He'll probably do it again, but I don't know if he didn't seem like he would flee. Last time we engaged one of these mobs, they didn't run away after they netted us, which is nice. Ear and tusk. Okay, what is this? This is a hunter, so we want to... Unfortunately, we want to engage the hunters in melee range. I don't want to leave my totems, but I'm going to have to. Because if I don't do this, I may be able to pull them back slowly. Yeah, there we go. It's a little better. At least I'm in range of... Oh, they do flee again. Okay. Oh, it's annoying. These guys, man, come on. Huh. Oh. Literally 5 minutes before this video started, I stubbed my toe. I was literally running around my home. I do this... I don't know why, but I have a habit of, like, actually running through my home. Physically getting up and just running across my home. I don't really know why. I just like to do that sometimes. Like, oh, I want to get a drink of water, and I'll just take off, like, running across my home. And I did that, and I forgot how this happened exactly. I was turning a corner, and I sort of misjudged the corner itself, and I stubbed my right foot's pinky toe on the edge of... I think it was the wall. It happened so fast. I honestly... I don't remember if it was the wall that I hit or furniture. I stubbed it hard. And when I looked down at it, it looked a little bruised, and I was like, oh, that's not great. But it's okay, you know? It's not like... It isn't hurt now, it's fine. It doesn't feel tender or anything, but it hurt. I mean, it hurt bad enough that I was like, that kind of stings. I looked down there. I was like, oh, my toenail is a little long. I should clip my toenail. Literally, all in the same thought. I was like, oh, that hurt. Oh, my toenail is kind of long. I don't know why, like, that one was a little bit longer than the rest. I was like, oh, I'll go ahead and clip my toenail real quick. So I go to the bathroom, clip my toenail, and immediately blood's coming out from my toe, from underneath where the from the skin under where the toenail was at. As it turns out, I apparently stubbed it so hard, I literally did bruise it. My cooldown betrayed me. And throw a grenade on this guy for funsies. Oh, my totem immediately broke it. So I kicked my toe so hard into the wall, it actually broke skin underneath the nail. When I clipped the end of the nail off, then blood actually poured out. I mean, it wasn't like pouring out, but it was clearly, I mean, it was a decent amount of blood. I took a tissue and kind of held it on there for a moment to kind of let it, I don't know, clot's not the right word, but like stop bleeding. So I guess clot, yeah. So that was interesting. I've never bled from stubbing my toe. And I don't know if that technically counts, because it was kind of a funky scenario, and that was nice. The problem is, oh boy, that was maybe not what I wanted to do. Let's just fight all these mobs, sure, why not? It sounds fun. I don't often do that. Here's a problem. I'm not in range to shock that guy. That's gonna be annoying. I need to get closer, but I can't because I'm netted. Oh, we pulled another one. Interesting. Okay. What potions do we have? We have a lot of potions that I never use. I'm just gonna use one. Oh, another one dies, and we pull another mob. Oh, what the heck? Not another. We literally pulled a molten core geared night elf rogue. What a jerk. I mean, he's gonna immediately kill me after I res, but I want to loot these mobs. I don't really care if he kills me again. I just didn't want to not have those mobs be looted. I did not mean a lightning shield. What a scumbag. Who was that? You know what that means, right? What happened to me? Rip Hamilton. Well, Rip Hamilton. I'm going to find you on my 60 druid and I'm going to kill you later. So, Rip Hamilton. Okay, I'm going to write that name down. I don't have a blacklist add-on. I just keep a little list on my own independently. Rip Hamel. Okay. Wow. It's his funeral. I mean, seriously. It's really funny. There's a guild called Hurricane on the Alliance side in our server. And they're a pretty hardcore guild. They're, you know, people rag on them and they're whatever. I was in the really southern part of Winter Spring on my druid. And I saw a rogue fighting a mob. And I stealthed into cat form because I didn't want him to see me. And I didn't really want to fight him. But I didn't want... Like, I just wanted to hide. I didn't really want to engage. I was just farming some herbs, trying to move it along. And he kills the mob. He's got mostly full health. He stealths up. And I'm like, okay, so is he just hiding from me? Or is he just stealthing for the next mob? And then I see him circle around and he jumps me. He gets a jump on me in cat form. Okay, here's the thing. I'm a really well-geared raid druid. My druid is seriously stacked as a tank. It has like 7,000 health, he has over 10,000 armor, like 20% dodge. Like, it's a really well-geared character. so okay, so he does this thing, he stuns me, hits me. I'm getting beat down decently in cat form. I switched to bear form with like half health left. I have like 3,500 health. And this poor rogue just did nothing to me after that. I was in bear form, he was just doing nothing. I put fairy fire on him, so he blinded me and then tried to run away to, you know, so he could reach stealth, but obviously it's fairy fire, which means he can't stealth or vanish. So this poor guy he just got destroyed. He popped a heal potion. He eventually started trying to run away, and I was like, nah, you're not getting away, dude, you're dead. I killed him so bad. It felt amazing. I think I had 6,000 health when he died, because I did use, I am a Heart of the Wild spec, which is kind of a hybrid spec, where you are sort of a healer and a tank. You're really good in 5-man, so you can heal or tank as a druid with Heart of the Wild spec. You are a pretty good raid tank and a pretty good raid healer also. So I use that occasionally for raiding, but mostly for 5-mans when I'm out doing dungeons. This poor guy, though, so I was able to instant heal because I have Nature's Swiftness. It was really amusing to me. I really enjoyed it. Now what I really want to do... I just saw a dwarf over here. You saw him too, right? I'm not making that up. Before I forget, I can't remember if I did this already in the first episode from yesterday, but I want to thank my Patreon supporters. Timothy B, Luke D, and Chris S especially. And I apologize for this. I have a new supporter that joined in the last couple of days. Maybe about a week ago now. I forget their username, and I apologize for that. Ken P. Welcome aboard, Ken P. I appreciate the support, so thank you all for your continued support of my Patreon and this channel. Now, what I was looking for was that dwarf. You saw him, right? Where did that guy go? I have a little bit of bloodlust now. He was at 39. It's a reasonable level. He could kill me. It's very possible. It'd be kind of fun to have a little fight with this guy. Oh, yeah. This is what I'm talking about. Yeah. You know you're gonna die, right? Yeah. Yeah? Sorry, dude. I didn't start the war, just finishing it. I mean, that was mean. I'd kill this guy right in the middle of a combat, but you know what? A Molten Core Geared Night Elf Rogue just killed me, so I have no sympathy. I have no, that's just that, you know? You started it. I very rarely will kill people that are in combat. I generally feel like it's not really that much fun for me. And I know it sucks for other people because it happens to me all the time. But there's no way that I was going to let that Night Elf kill me and then not have someone pay for it, right? So, them's the breaks, kid. He he probably would have died anyway. I think I would have killed him if we had had a clean fight. But there's, he was at like a third of a health fighting a mob. I mean, That was really mean of me. That was legitimately one of the meanest things I've done in this game. But again, you know, they started it, so even though I know that guy probably doesn't even know that Night Elf, like, he literally has no idea why I just killed him. But, well, the deed is done, so. Alright, I'm gonna kill a couple more mobs. I need to get going shortly. So this is kind of a weird episode, like I said. I'm sorry, it's sort of discombobulated. Oh, my totems got punched. Let's see, can I get the stun on both these? Oh, that was cool. And you're not gonna get a spell cast off, dude. Nope. Nope. So I'm actually gonna stop here, even though we've got a lot more stuff to do here, and I want to go back to Orgrimmar for two reasons. One, I'm worried that Dwarf's gonna call his rogue buddy to come and kill me. Two, I have to have some things I gotta do now. And three, and perhaps most importantly, oh, someone killed Gammon. Oh, that's a bummer. Three, we're really close to leveling, by the way. Next episode we'll easily level. 3, we're gonna go ahead and get rested experience. And 4, this is the Terran Icebreaker that I was talking about. It's a 2-handed mace. It looks kind of neat. We can't use it to level 47. It's honestly not that amazing. I think the DPS isn't even that good, but it's about 50 DPS and has a chance on hit to hurl a fiery ball that causes 180 to 220 fire damage and a damage over time of 36 for 8 seconds. That's going to be fun. More importantly, I want to get this fire weapon enchant. Willing to buy fiery weapon enchant. My mats will tip. Please intel. Let's see if we can get this bad boy enchanted. Did I not loot the essence out of here? Oh, I missed it. Yanni. Yanni's gonna hook me up. Okay. Where you at? Best thing you do is mark someone. Grob Stopper is a good name. Alright. Let's throw this and that on there. Hi there. And trade. Throw this on there, and let's do a 50 silver enchant. I think that's fair. Alright. Thank you so much. That was very efficient, right? Now, let's get a little screenshot of, let's stand over here. How do we get the camera in a way that we can see the fire weapon enchant? Let's do like this. There we go, there we go. Okay. That's it. Now we have a chance to hurl 40 damage, a fiery ball for 40 damage. I think it does about 240 damage per minute. I think it's about how it normalizes. And one other thing I'll quickly mention, I got an outfitter add-on called Outfitter, so whatever. It should allow me to easily swap between... I don't really need a mini-map button on this. It should allow me to easily swap between gear sets, so it's be really nice when I go from my tanking set to my healing set. So that's one thing I need to eventually set up for all this heal gear. Anyway, we're going to stop here for today. Next episode, we're going to go back to Stranglethorn Vale and finish up or keep working on those quests we have here. We did get 13 of the 15 bloodscalp ears, 5 of the 9 tusks, and 9 of the 25 necklaces. It's not bad. It's really not that bad. So we're going to work on that some more. And then, yeah, that's basically it. Look at that weapon, though. Look at that fiery weapon. We're looking good. It's kind of a cool weapon because now it does a chance for frost effect or a chance for fire weapon effect. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to just blowing stuff up with that. Anyway, again, sorry for the kind of weird episode, but maybe a little bit short episode. But anyway, that is all for today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.